Can I ask you a question? Do you still wonder at the God of heaven and earth? There was much wonder surrounding both the birth and the life of Jesus Christ. We see the word used many times in the book of Luke. Luke 2:18, and all who heard it wondered at the things which were told them by the shepherds. It's the Greek word thaumazo, to wonder, admire, marvel, to be amazed. Any of your translations might use these words. And remember that the shepherds who looked after the temple lambs were the first to see the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. To fully understand the magnitude of this word wonder, we must go back to the beginning, the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve walked in perfect fellowship and sinless harmony with God until the serpent raised his seductive and evil voice. Eve fell for his deception. She took the fruit. She handed it to Adam. He openly rebelled against God's command. And what happened? Sin entered into the human race. The Lord in his faithfulness slaughtered a lamb as a covering for their sin, and he made mankind a promise. The seed of the woman will crush the head of the serpent. Genesis 3:15. Theologians call this the promised seed. And with that promise of Messiah, God's prophetic clock began ticking. For centuries, the Jewish people waited and waited and waited for the fulfillment of this prophetic promise. They were questioning in their hearts, would Messiah ever come? They waited through the days of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They waited through 400 years of slavery in Egypt. They waited through the years of wandering in the wilderness. With every visit to the tabernacle, every lamb that was sacrificed, their hearts longed for the fulfillment of the promise. Yet no fulfillment came. The people waited through times of the judges. They saw the destruction of Jerusalem, and they waited through the years of captivity in Babylon, through the days of the prophets, and finally they waited through 400 years of silence from the Lord. Has God forgotten his people? Would Messiah ever come? And then one day, according to God's hourglass, the fullness of time came, and God sent forth his Son. Galatians 4:4. Heaven broke loose its silence. God's prophetic clock ran out, and into this world of suffering, sin, and shame, Messiah was born, and they named him Jesus. Heaven broke loose its silence, and on that day, hundreds of Old Testament prophecies were fulfilled. Put all of these things together, and what word do you have? You have the word wonder.